much an hour I get.
You get bugger all an hour, yeah. So I'm here with Arthur Bass this morning. Arthur and I have known each other since we were boys in Reefton too many years ago. And I know his family. His sister was with me going through school.
Dad, no, he come out at the end of the war. He come out with my mum's hostel. That's where he met Mum.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because I think about 48, I think they come out.
Yeah.
His mum and dad went up north, and his sisters were up there, and Dad come to Reefton.
Right.
Coal mining.
Yes. Foxton.
Yeah, pot, ass and then a bass, yeah.
Yeah.
They come and live with us when we're in where Timmy White's motels are now.
Oh, yeah.
In the old doctor's house. They stayed there for a while.
Yeah.
And then, no good for them, they went back north.
Yeah. But what part of England were they from? When did they come out here?
They're from London.
London, were they?
One of the suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get over there and have a look around at all?
No. Oh, Dad's sister, yeah, his eldest sister was Audrey.
Yeah.
Youngest one was Alvin, and Dad was in the middle.
Yeah.
They come from London.
Yeah.
Only Audrey, she went to Foxton.
Oh, yeah.
And Auntie Alvin was down Wellington.
Right. So, Annie, Eva, Buck, Pat, Kenny, Rod and Roddy.
Ron and Roddy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then when I roll down to your family, of course, there's Arthur, Nyreen, Danny.
Yeah, Gail and Patsy.
Patsy, yeah. I met Patsy recently. She's back in Reefton again. Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over there with the plonk shop.
Yeah, good on her. No, it's marvellous for people having to go with a new business in Reefton. And the town's looking so bloody good with all this, everything sharpened up, isn't it?
Yeah. Paul Thomas with his ideas when he originally came there,
Yes.
even though everybody poo-pooed it, he had the idea. They started off with the post office.
Yes.
The old post office, they put that bit of veranda and all that fancy shit around the sides. And there was a big panic there because a lot of the local businesses backed him, and then he couldn't get the money, so they all had to stump up the money to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he started with all the street lights and that, and then the millionaire turned up in town, and
Yes.
he's sort of taken over from there.
Yes. So he's bought up the old primary school and
Yeah, got all that lavender stuff there. I see Gwen Gardner selling lavender
Yes.
stuff from there. Yeah, he's got the School of Mines, hasn't he?
Yes. He lives near there. Bought up quite a few shops in the main street there and smartened them up.
Yeah, no. Even on that West Coast page on Facebook, they comment about how Reefton is one of the tidier towns on the coast now, which is good.
A memory that I have of Reefton that you and I share is the old brewery down there, because your family moved down to there.
Yeah, Dad went down there after been up the blacksmith shop.
Yes.
He brought the brewery, then went down there and started doing all his gear down there, panel beating and that. And
Yes.
run a few sheep, a few pigs. We had turkeys that the local dogs used to clean up.
Yes.
And sheep too. And Jim Lawless over the racecourse, then down the golf links and Macklewees.
Yes. That was a big old building there. When I remember, I'd have to go back into the late 50s before it petered out, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I was trying, when you rang me, I was trying to think how old we were when we shifted down there. But it had been empty for a while then.
Yeah,
You still found a lot of beer bottles stashed
Did you?
away.
Yeah. My memory is going there with a fella called Roy Evans, who had a farm down by the golf course. Yes.
It is the golf course.
Yeah, and he fed the remnants of the grain back to his cows and things there. And on the cold, frosty mornings, it would go past with steam coming off it still. So it's just been fermented. And
Didn't Robbie used to do the same over Rosstown?
Oh,
He used to feed his dairy cows on it too. Yeah, Roy stayed down there a few times.
Yes.
Him and Dad had this boat, the Diana.
Oh, yes.
And we used to go down Lake Brunner on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they built it, or they
no,
just...
No. I don't know. The old man and Roy, I don't know, they paddled around with it.
Yes.
But you look at it now and think, Christ, we used to go down Lake Brunner and that little
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Used to launch it where the old mill, where they used to bring the logs up for the old mill down there.
Oh, yes, round in sort of Cashmere Bay, is it? What they call it, or Ivy Bay, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not too...
Yeah, so that brewery now, your dad done your panel beating business in there, but...
Yeah, he used to panel beat out the front. He panel beat there. He used to spray paint out the back.
Yeah.
Sold a heap of carry to boat builders from the old vats.
Yes, yeah, because it'd be valuable timber and only the best used, wouldn't it? You see?
Yeah. Well, Jim Lawler used to have pigs down there, back towards the river.
Did he?
Yeah, mallard ducks.
Yes.
Acclimatisation Society, when they first brought them in,
Yes.
we had a pen down the back there. They're all caged in.
Yes.
I used to get £0.50 a week to go and feed them.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so all the mallards around there were started off from down the back of the brewery.
Right.
They've bred out the greys.
Yes.
Yeah, the grey's the native one, but
Yeah.
mallards are pretty prolific breeders. You go down here, you see where they've been crossed with Muscovies swimming around down here at Rakaia Huts.
Yes. So when I stay in Reefton, Arthur, I stay with my friend Linda Ladner in there, and Donnie was high up in the mines rescue and things, although he wasn't in charge in the Boatmans tragedy. But can you just tell me your perspective of the Boatmans tragedy?
Noddy Neville was the deputy, or the manager.
Yes.
There was Ash Bang down there.
Yes.
Tom Laird, Lindsay Kiley, I think was there. And we had a lot of trouble with the media.
Right.
After, a pack of ghouls going around knocking on next to kin's doors,
Right.
trying to get stories. But
Yes.
we had one fella, because Huey Hassan and Garth Reeves couldn't go for a beer
Yes.
because the media were everywhere. So we used to get him down the back of the police station, sit in the back room there.
Yeah.
And one day this prick of a reporter come wandering in the back door. We'd all had a few. And I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "Oh, it's a police station, a public place, I can come in."
Yes.
I told him what young Carl told you.
Yes.
And I said, "If you want to know anything, mate, go to the Hotel Reefton. There's a fella there with ginger hair, curly hair.
Yes.
You'll be in the corner of the bar. Tell him I sent you, and you'd tell him anything he wants to know about Boatmans."
Yes.
Well, that was Mully. So I rang Mully as soon as this prick walked out the door and told him what was happening. So he come in. Mully told him what I couldn't tell him.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good setup.
Yes.
But yeah, and then on the recovery, well, there was, I wasn't out there for the recovery. Chang was out there.
Yes.
But
That's Bruce Chandler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was out there because I was in Greymouth at arms training.
Yes.
And, but yeah, later on when they're getting all the gear out, because Huey Hassan just says leave everything.
Yes.
And the product team decided they'd get out what they could. All they left down there was an air chainsaw. It's the only thing they couldn't get out. But
Yes.
Billy Braz was Brazel was in charge of mines rescue.
Yes.
And he had a brilliant mind on him. He'd be there. There was Mully, Mike Kennedy, Dick Banks,
Yes.
Roscoe, I think, was down there too. Anyway, they were in the recovery team, and every argument they had, Billy Braz just bang, just shoot him down because of this, and this.
Yes.
And I've got a photo of him here somewhere. He gave me on it of bits and pieces.
Yes. But he, as the mines inspector, was accountable, wasn't he?
Well, he was it. He was God. Yeah. If you had the likes of Billy Brazel, Pike River wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
And Robin Hughes, because Robin Hughes was the last one.
Yes. And they would have shut things down and kept
I
it.
wouldn't have got to that because they used to just come around and do inspections.
Yes.
And
That is.
she was a good funeral. She was a big funeral.
The four of them, yeah, big funeral in Reefton, one of the biggest, I think, isn't it?
Shit, yeah, she was a whopper.
Because they come from all over New Zealand for that sort of.
Well, Fire Brigade too. So
Yes.
Lindsay Cole and Nottingham in the Fire Brigade.
Yes.
Ash Bang, or Ash used to be in the Acclimatisation Society.
Arthur, were you in the fire brigade as well, dear? No.
Used to follow them when there was any alarms and that.
Yes. Yeah. So the Reefton area for the police is right down to the Buller Gorge, no doubt, right down to Berlin's, yeah?
Yeah, Berlin's used to be in it. I think it was the Hikanui River, I think we used to stop. Then the Iron Bridge, up the top gorge.
Yes.
Just past the St James Walkway over the Lewis.
Oh, right away over there.
Yeah, down to other side of Tokra Flat Creek, that bridge just past Smoky Campbell's place, past the old Tokra Flat pub.
Right.
Yeah, they had a big area.
It was. Another friend I've got there used to be down Hookerary way, there, Jimmy Galloway. He was.
Oh, yep.
He went through school with us at the same time.
Yeah, no,
I seen his car often parked at the nurses' home there, you know.
Yeah, and Ruth didn't have a driver's licence either, did she, at that stage?
I'm not sure.
I think Randall Mackay was teaching a few of the young Sheilers how to drive.
Was he? He did.
Yeah, but old Jim, he's a good fella. Yeah.
He teaching Ruth how to drive.
Yeah, no, he did. He was teaching Ruth to drive too. Yeah, but yeah, no, Jim, he's a good bugger. He drove trucks for years. Done pretty well on that, on his leg, didn't he? Climbing in and out of buddy trucks.
Yes.
Back and forth over here, but I think he's retired now. I was over here with him when we were over here one time. I was doing a ride with him with a carton of fertiliser off the ship to KP down Hornby.
Yes.
Yeah, we spent a bit of time chugging back and forth. But yeah, no, I think they live down Grey now. Ruth's working at the hospital, I think.
I think she is too.
Yeah.
She's good at making lamington. She makes me up
Oh,
a bed.
yeah. By Jesus, Auntie Ann was a good cook.
Yeah.
I used to go down there Christmas time, take presents from Mum and Dad, and Auntie Ann always have coconut ice for me, because I loved the coconut ice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, Ruth would be good at making lamingtons with Auntie Ann as a teacher.
I get
shit. She was a good cook.
I get sick of them. You know, she makes so many.
Would.
Yeah. Bert Bade, he was a miner from out Boatman, wasn't he?
Boatmans, yeah. Bert was the last house up there.
Yes.
But after Boatmans, Huey Hassan went in there and they stripped it. And they were getting pretty good coal.
Yes.
And I was saying to Bert Bade, I says, they're saying they're heading round towards his side of the hill because it's all on the plans.
Yes.
She was all virgin coal.
Right.
Bert Bade says, all they find round there's pillar holes, he says, because we've been in there and ratted her off.
Yes.
It's like all the old miners used to do. Huddy up Garvey's.
Yes.
He was round ratting.
Yes.
And all that.
Yes.
Because
no one could tell where they'd been underground, and the mapping wasn't there like it is nowadays. Eh?
No, they still used to run maps and that.
Yeah.
They'd just go across the border a little bit.
Yeah.
As you did. The state had plenty.
Yeah. You remember John Griffin's father that he talked
Yeah, they lived just up the road opposite the school, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see John on Reefton Facebook. You just run into him, didn't you?
Yes,
recently?
yeah, just run into him.
Yeah, because he was, what was there, Blackmore's? Who lived next to Blackmore's where Bert Robbie lived? Well, that would have been them. Then there was Huey Hassan.
Yes.
And then there was
Correct.
Haldanes and Betty
Yes.
on that side of the street there.
Correct.
And it was quite interesting there. You know, all the old people there.
Yeah.
Because you come from town.
Yes, yeah.
They think you knew everything, but a lot of stuff you didn't know. But
Yeah.
Barb Locknarnell snorted this one. But
Yeah.
some of the scandal things you used to hear, and she says, don't you dare put that on Facebook. I said, Barb, even though I'm not that brave.
Yeah. And Massey Knight now, he was
A little kid.
Yeah, he was into stones and rocks and
He was a gold prospector.
Yeah.
Massey was chasing the El Dorado.
yes,
Yeah. Apparently Auntie Ann had a lump of rock of Grandad Anderson's.
yes,
From him and some Chinaman used to go around. I can't remember his name. Mum used to tell me. And apparently Auntie Ann had a nice hunk of quartz full of gold.
right,
Massey always wanted to go down, or used to go down there to want to borrow it.
yes.
Yeah.
Borrow it to analyse it. And,
Well, I don't know.
yeah, or burn it
Oh,
down.
no, Massey would be too honest for that.
Yeah.
I think, he's honest as the day is long. He liked to drink.
Yes.
And they reckon the malaria medicine used to make him get pissed quicker.
Oh, yeah,
But I
okay.
always remember when I was a kid, when he used to live at Mrs. Scott's. I was going home from school one day when we lived down where Herx lives now.
Yes.
And there's Massey pissed, scooting along, trying to get on his bike with his right foot on the left pedal. And down he'd go, there's blood and guts everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little kid. And the old post office when she was up in Bridge Street, that's where I started my days out.
You were there on the exchange with Barb Mulligan there too at the same
I started out, same as Barb, delivering telegrams.
Yes.
In, what I used to do, I went in the mail room and the post run, and then out the exchange, just relieving and that mainly.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I went, when Laurie Woods' son got killed in that log truck crash up Rotorua, I went up to Wellington to do the course to come back to stay on the counter, but then the post office doctor says Laurie wasn't as bad as he made out he was, and they made him go back to work, so I was stuck in Wellington then.
Oh, okay. You started in the post office right from school, did you?
Yeah, 15 years and 3 months. Couldn't wait to get out of the show.
Oh, okay. And your time with the police, you enjoyed that? How many years were you with the police force?
19 and a bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Up here behind you.
Yeah, it's on the plaque around the corner.
Oh, yeah. And so you're up to Trentham for your training, initial training with that.
Yeah, done that at Trentham, yep.
Well, the other cities, they post you around Auckland and Wellington.
I went to Christchurch when I first came out.
Yeah.
Then went over the coast. And then we were heading for Kaitaia, where Marion's family was from.
Yes.
Went to Rotorua, because it was you could go, you done your time there a couple of 3 years, you could take your pick of where you went.
Is that right?
And
You get
Marion's, hey?
the Ruatoria on the east coast below Gisborne, yeah.
Above Gisborne.
Yeah.
Yeah, 87 miles.
Yes.
Yeah. But, yeah, the Marion's mother had a heart attack, so school holidays couldn't get back down. The only way to get down was to charter a plane because everything was full.
Yes.
So we come back, then went to Otera, Grey and Reefton, and that was the end of me.
Yes. Otera for a while.
Yep.
So road accidents and the things there, and keeping the pass open.
Yeah. Used to chug up and down there.
Yeah.
Carless days.
Yes.
It was a pain in the arse.
Number plates on the cars, odds and evens.
Stickers.
Oh yes.
Yeah, on the windscreen, but heaps of petrol thefts then. 'Cause people, I don't know how cars never blew up because
Yeah.
you'd find cars with 12-gallon drums of petrol and
Right.
stuff like that
Mm.
because they couldn't buy petrol after midday Saturday.
Yes.
But yeah, cars used to get broken into for their petrol and holes punctured in their petrol tanks.
Yes.
But search and rescue, stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. All the places we lived, that's the one the kids all like the best.
Yeah. Otera. Yeah.
So you swim 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
Because they had the heated pool.
Yes. So Brian Neeper now, you had an association with him?
Oh yeah, Zeb used to knock around with Peter Skelton. We used to go out and do a bit of spotlighting and that. And then one night we're over the pass, we've been up the Doubtful. And we're sitting there having a cup of tea in the rest area there, just on the engineered campsite of the bluffs.
Mm.
And I could hear this car coming. We thought, geez, he's not going to get round this corner.
Mm.
And next thing, this Maury 1000 van come round the corner and he's rolling over and over and there's steam and shit everywhere.
Oh.
We shot down there because I thought it was on fire.
Yes.
And it was only steam out the radiator.
Radio
It
gone.
was two nutters from Narwa 2 had got out and flogged the van up there and going to Christchurch.
Oh,
Funny as a fight, eh?
Yeah.
Get down the engineers camp, ring old Peter Gilfetter from Hanlon.
yes.
And he come up and sorted it all out, eh? But yeah, Christ, we thought she was going to blow up and Zeb was shitting himself. Yeah, it was quite funny actually.
So like no one was injured, no one killed, because
no.
they were relaxed and didn't expect it.
Well, yeah, you know how these people run. Yeah.
Unreal.
There's a couple in the caravan there, they wondered what the hell was going on too. They were camped up for the night.
Yeah. But this is about early in the morning, 2 or 3 in the
Oh,
morning.
no, it'd be later than that, I'd say. Yeah. You can't have been far away from daylight because
Yeah.
we used to do all night or so.
Yeah.
It's just funny as hell. Zeb, you tell us some good stories.
Yes.
Just don't let him waggle that finger at you. Because the next one.